So now let's go ahead and set up our map document, and what I want to do is switch the map document to landscape instead of portrait. And so I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Page and Print Setup, and here we'll have another dialog window, and what I want to do is switch from portrait to landscape right here. So we're going to go ahead and just click OK after we have that, and nothing's going to happen, but what I'm now going to do is go to the very bottom left right here, and it's the smallest buttons on this entire software are down here at the bottom left. There's a data view. If I hover over this current one that we have selected, there's a data view, and then there's a layout view. So I'm going to click layout, and you'll notice that my layout has been adjusted to the parameters that I just set in the print and page setup. And now what I want to do is go ahead and move my map around a little bit, scale it so that it fits the entire bounds of my page. I might have to zoom out a little bit. Oh, this is moving quite slowly, but surely, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and set this to be the exact width of my map, and it's not that big of a deal if it's not perfect. So what I want to do is zoom in on my map, and the easiest way to do this is go up here at the top left. We have map scale, and we can go ahead and select from a couple of predetermined map scales, and let's go ahead and do a good one to start with is 750,000. So let's go ahead and try that. So that looks pretty good. So if I just click and drag, you'll notice that it's just going to move my whole map frame. So I don't want that. I'm going to go ahead and click Control Z there to undo that. And what I want to do is use the pan tool. And so the pan tool up here at the top left, that's going to go ahead and allow me to just move the map or move my data layers underneath and just go ahead and position it a little bit better. So once I find the spot that I like, so I'm just going to go ahead and move this just a little bit to get it centered, and I think that looks good. And so you'll notice that there's some dotted lines here at the very end here, and this is to let you know that that is the print margins. So pretty much anything outside of this is it could be cut off when we print our map out. So let's go ahead and make sure that nothing is coming out to the very edges right here, and I think this looks good. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and start adding some contrasting colors to my map. So right now, these are just the default colors that ArcMap has set for all of my layers, and they're fine, but this is a cartography class, so let's go ahead and take some time to make this look a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and just start with my county boundary. So I'm going to go ahead and just select, if I click on this colored box here, I can go ahead and see a variety of colors. I personally don't like using a stroke fills or a stroke for my map, so I'm going to go ahead and just mess around with some colors here. All right. And so a good rule of thumb is we want colors that are going to contrast with each other. So, we could, if we pulled up a color wheel, we could see colors that are complementary. But what we really want is just each feature to stand out. And so you can get creative with this. Feel free to mess around with different stylings, test out different flavors of colors for your map. This is really your project, and you should really experiment and see what you like. To get a some deeper colors and not just sticking with the default, even though these are very nice and these would be, you know, there are some pre-baked color schemes here for various geographic features. But, you know, if you want to test things out a little bit, try some different variations, you can click this More Colors option. And I won't get into what these options are too much, but you know, you can go ahead and play around with the saturation of your colors. You can play around with the different hues. This is what HSV stands for. There's hue, saturation, and value. So you can mess around with these different color properties. I can go ahead and, you know, maybe I want this blue to be a little bit lighter. You know, it's really going to be up to you, and you're going to have to, you'll be the judge in the end. I highly recommend making sure you don't just choose just any color. Try to be thoughtful when you're choosing colors. You know, this map doesn't have to look like all other maps that you see. You know, you could flip open an atlas